I would say storytelling and choosing the right stories and telling them in the right way is one of the hardest things I've had to master, but has probably had the biggest impact on my selling career. I'm curious, maybe we could start about, why should I think I'm on board. I'm sold. But if somebody's listening, they're like, why should I, this is a sales podcast. Why should I listen to two guys talk about storytelling?
For sure. Yeah. So let's take a salesperson, right? And all the listeners. Usually we go into these meetings and we start pitching our product and we're like, we're the greatest company on earth. We operate in 20 markets and we invest 10% in R&D. We're the coolest. And these are all beautiful facts and you should definitely say them, right? But just think, how memorable will these be? Do you think that your buyer will remember them a day, a week, a month later? No chance, right? And so if you want to be remembered, well, you got to appeal to the emotions. And the quickest way to appeal to someone's emotions is by sharing stories.
Love that. I think one of the things I struggled with most in my career is I knew this and I understood. And I'm one of those people that grew up that, everybody around me is like, oh, he's going to be a salesperson. My granddad was a salesperson. I'm assuming his granddad and his granddad before him were all salespeople. That's not true, but let's pretend it is. But my granddad had twin brothers and they were both salespeople. But I just talked a lot. People were like, oh, you're going to be a great salesperson. And I think, maybe it was a little bit like them telling me I was going to be a great salesperson. So I was like, okay, that sounds like a good career for me. And I think that was probably 80% of it. But then when I actually got into being a salesperson, I'm like, oh, actually, this thing that everybody said was going to help me be a good salesperson is actually holding me back. I'm talking way too much. And when I started selling, we didn't have gong or chorus to like record and tell you like, oh, it's 50%. You talked 80% and they talked 20%. You didn't have that. You just had to kind of play it by ear and sit and reflect. And I struggled. I think one of the things that I struggled the most with in my trying to maintain that balance was telling stories. And not just telling stories. I could tell stories, but telling short, concise stories that actually got to the point, as opposed to a 10-minute long rambling diatribe that connects and then detours and then comes back to the original point. And the person listening was like, what's going on?